Welcome to Music DNA, the show that will help you discover the insights of music. I'm your host, Ahmed Torresilla. Music has always magic, and it drives us to a lot of places, even unknown ones. Today we're going to travel to South America, specifically to a magic country through its music. Can you guess? Yes, it is Brazil. Joining us to talk about music, I have Felipe Fontenelle, an outstanding Brazilian artist who is visiting the United States to promote his music and who I had the opportunity to play with. Welcome, Felipe.
Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure to have you here. Let's talk a little bit about you and how you began in the music, how your interest in music began.
I think it began maybe very, very early when I was still in my mom's belly, because she used to put some classical music and put some speakers near to her belly so I can be influenced by a good feeling and good vibes. Since I was a kid living in São Paulo in Brazil, I used to listen a lot of music, and I think good music at home. My parents had lots of vinyl records, and we used to listen to Brazilian music, Brazilian bossa nova, international music like Supertramp, Dire Straits, all of these great bands, that Pink Floyd, for example. And I think I grew up listening a lot to music, and everything that I wanted as a child was already things that had to do with music. I want instruments. I wanted like plastic guitar, plastic drums, a microphone, and at that time I used to have some like shows for my parents' friends, you know, like just doing like a karaoke version of some song, and I think that was always in my blood. So
that's great. You were born in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
Now you live in Portugal, but you have been living in a lot of places all around the world. How do you think all of these experiences have influenced your music?
I lived in different countries. When I was 18, I lived in London and in England. Then I lived a few years in Macau, in China, completely different culture. I came here to study also in US. I came to Miami and I stayed for almost 2 years here. I think it's good to have an open mind and try to, gather all of the inputs that you have, and meeting different people, different cultures, different ways of life, different politics than yours, and everything. I think it influences you in every way. You know, if you're a musician, it will affect the way you do your lyrics, the way you compose your music, because you're listening to different styles, you listen to different musicians also. And I always wanted to play with like different musicians, for example, around the world. Yeah.
Okay. I think we're ready to watch your first video.
Mm-hmm.
I would like you to introduce the name of the song, because you're going to pronounce it even better than me, for sure.
You're doing fine.
Okay.
We're going to listen to Deus Também Sorri, which is a song that I had the privilege to work in Brazil, in Rio, with Luis Cláudio Ramos. It's a great producer. I can talk about him later. It's called Deus Também Sorri.
There you go. Take it away.
A tristeza deu lugar à alegria, e nasceu essa manhã quem me havia. Mas eu nunca esquecerei quanto sofri, pois quem esquece sempre arrisca repetir. A tormenta que rugia trouxe a calma, e cresceu esta canção em minha alma. Eu avanço pra enfrentar um novo dia, Vou sozinho, mas em boa companhia. Sei o que é ter uma casa no deserto, gritar teu nome e não haver ninguém por perto. Mas sei também o que é sentir que chega a hora, ouvir chorar e não saber que é Deus quem chora. Ouvir chorar e não saber que é Deus quem chora. Não vou tarde, porque a vida continua, porque é só na escuridão que brilha a lua. E se alguém me perguntar o que aprendi, direi que hoje eu sei que Deus também sorri. Sei o que é ter uma casa no deserto, gritar teu nome e não haver ninguém por perto. Mas sei também o que é sentir que chega a hora, ouvir chorar e não saber que é Deus quem chora. Ouvir chorar e não saber que é Deus quem chora. Ouvir chorar e não saber que é Deus quem chora.
Welcome back. I hope you have enjoyed this great song. Let's keep talking, Felipe. How do you think people will react when listening to your music?
I hope that they can feel good when listening to my music, because I feel good when I sing them, and I think I try to be as honest as I can with my music, with my singing. It's every show that I do, or every performance that I do, I think I try to give my best, you know. I try to give what I have to give from inside, you know, and I hope that people can feel that too. And for me, it's about being honest, you know, in life, and love, I think.
How was the experience of being producing some music with this great producer, Luis Claudio Ramos?
It was, for me, it was an honor. It was a great pleasure. Luis Claudio Ramos is a producer and an arranger, and he's a guitar player. He plays for more than 40 years with Chico Buarque in Brazil. So Chico Buarque, he doesn't need introduction. He's one of the greatest Brazilian composers from Bossa Nova, and singer also. And I had the privilege to show him my song, Deus Também Sorri, the one we've showed, and I sent him like the song the way I did it, like very simple with simple chords, and he was like, okay, I can do some things here, and it took a little bit, so he can work on the song, and then when he showed me, he was like, oh, I did this and I did this, like introduction, and he called the musicians to participate on the song, on the recording, and I was blown away. I thought it was incredible what he did there, and so it's always a pleasure to work with such talented people, you know, in the world.
Sure, yeah, sure. You have two songs in your latest album that has lyrics from Antonio Lareira.
Mm-hmm.
How did you meet him?
It's a funny story, because Antonio is a Portuguese literature teacher that lives here in U.S. He teaches in a university in Texas, and I was able to meet him because through a song that I heard called Mais Uma Vez, that I also recorded in my latest album, because I heard this song through Stacey Kent's voice. She's an American jazz singer that I really love. And I was like, oh, this song is so beautiful. I love this song. That's why I also recorded, and I love the lyrics. And I was researching who's the person who did this, because I even thought that she might have done the lyrics also in Portuguese, because she loves Portuguese literature. And then I found this guy that is a nice guy, is a great guy, and I showed him a little bit of my music. We talked about music. He talked how much he loved João Gilberto, for example, in Brazil. And when I showed him some recordings that I had, and he was like, oh, I really love your voice. And I was like, really? I was so happy. And then I asked him, would you think it's possible for you to make some lyrics so I can compose the songs? And then he gave me 2 lyrics, Aos Amigos and Deus Também Sorri. So I have both of them in this my last album.
That's great.
Yeah.
Great experience.
Yeah.
I think it's a good moment to go to your second song. I'm gonna let you introduce it as well in Portuguese.
Okay, we're gonna listen to a song called Entre o Sono e o Sonho, and it's my song, and the lyrics are from a great poet, a great Portuguese poet called Fernando Pessoa.
There you go. Take it away.
Entre o sono e o sonho, entre mim e o que em mim é o quem eu me suponho. Corre um rio sem fim, passou por outras margens, diversas mais além. Naquelas várias viagens que todo rio tem, chegou onde hoje habito, a casa que hoje sou. Passa-se eu me medito, se desperto passou, e quem me sinto e morre no que me liga a mim, dorme onde o rio corre, esse rio sem fim. Chegou onde hoje habito, a casa que hoje sou. Passa-se eu me medito, se desperto passou, e quem me sinto e morre no que me liga a mim, dorme onde o rio corre, esse rio sem fim.
Welcome back. Here we are in the studio again and ready to keep talking with Felipe. I would like to ask you, is it easier to compose the lyrics to the music? Is it easy or hard? I'm talking about comparing lyrics or music.
Or the song.
What is easier?
In my opinion, for the experience that I had, because I asked some friends that are like very well-known composers in Portugal, and at the time I was like, I never had done any song or neither the lyrics or the song, and I was trying to see how can you do a song or how can you make a song, and some of my friends that already has like very good success in Portugal and great music, they were like trying to explain to me how, because it's kind of an intimate process of each one, but I think I learned a little bit about letting go, about risking, about trying to create a melody or trying to do a song like when you're at home and trying to just pay attention to everything that is going on, you know, because sometimes you need just to pay attention that sometimes there's something that comes up in your mind and you just let it go like a cloud that passes by. So it's nice for you to try to gather that thought, because sometimes the most pure ones and the most enjoyable ones are the ones that come very quick in your mind, and you have to pay attention to that, to the signs, you know, and just to grab it and say, okay, maybe there's something good here, because I think most of the songs that I did that I thought was the best for me, they came very quickly, you know. Sometimes something that came from above that you just let it go, and then you just okay.
Yeah.
But you need to pay attention, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I also compose some music, and it works like that.
Yeah.
But more importantly, you have to be in the right place. You got to be working on every day, because muse comes if you are in the right place.
Yeah, you get it's
it.
kind of forcing a little bit the inspiration. You have to force it a little bit so you can let it flow. But I don't know, maybe people have different ways of doing things, and this is something that I discovered. And then and I was living in Macau when I did like I might have done like more than 30 songs in 1 year, and I was like, whoa, what is happening? It's coming out, and you have to really, you know, I was always thinking that sometimes you think too much when you're starting to doing something. You're thinking too much of how this might sound, or how people will react to this or this thought or this melody, or if it's beautiful, and you really have to let it go. Otherwise, you're gonna get stuck there, because you're not gonna let the things flow. And it's a place that you get after some years. For me, for example, I think I needed to get a little bit older so I can just relax and say, I don't mind about that now. And I don't want to think about that now. I just want to do it. And later on, I will even need some distance so I can see, oh, this is good, or this is good for me.
Yeah. That's
otherwise,
yeah. Okay, now I'm gonna surprise you with this, because I don't think so. You remember it. You were talking the other night when we were promoting and playing together. Mm-hmm. You were talking about an anecdote with Carlos Jobim and your father. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
Can you go over it like quickly?
Yeah, because my parents told me that they lived in Rio de Janeiro before I was born, in the end of 60s, beginning of 70s in Brazil, in Rio. And they had like a clothes store that was very famous at that time in Rio. So a lot of artists, a lot of people from a lot of mains, they went to the store, and so they were like very well known at that time in Rio. And they used to go to those parties that they had in some houses, like very intimate, very private parties. And in one of those parties, the Tom Jobim was there, you know, and he was like just showing that, oh, I want to show you guys this song that I just did. And he started singing and playing Corcovado, you know, and my parents were there. So I was like, man, this is some story that at the time I was like, they told me I was older when I knew about this thing, because when I was young, I didn't know anything about that. But I was like blown away that, man, this is an experience of life that is great, because, man,
amazing experience,
talking about Tom Jobim, you know, so.
Okay, tell me about your last album and your future projects.
So I recorded my last album in 2016 and released it also online for all the digital platforms in 2017. It was recorded in Portugal, and I chose a great producer also, Ricardo Cruz. He's a bass player, and he plays with a lot of people in Portugal also. And I knew that he was capable of getting the right quality, the right sound that I wanted for my album. And I think that's very important for me. Is like, of course, everyone wants to improve what you do in life all the time. I want to get better. I want to be a better singer, better composer, and I want to improve. But as it happened in my first solo album, I wanted to have like, I didn't want to be embarrassed by my past, you know, like saying, oh, I could have done so much better. Because every time you finish something, you really think that you can get, you could have done better this or that.
Yeah,
but at the time, for me, it was the most important thing at that moment. I thought, I need to be myself now, and I don't need to think about anything. I didn't have experience of studio, and I was in this great studio in Lisbon when I recorded my first album, and I was like, I wanna be able to be free, you know, at that moment, and to do what I was best at that time. And now when I look back, I say, okay, now I think I'm a better singer. I think I do better things. But and even the sound, I search for a different sound for this album. So I think this is something that, you know, I want to. I don't know. I want to leave something for after I'm gone. You know, I want to leave something. I don't know if that's asking too much. I don't know if people will listen. I hope they will listen, and sometimes they say, oh, there was a great guy like from the 2000s. You know, I don't know.
I think that producing an album is the never-ending process. Yeah, you always
need to hold to
want
something.
to improve something, and you get like you got to get to the point that okay, this is good enough. So let's leave it there, because if not, you cannot go ahead. Okay.
And I'm already working in my next album. That's you're asking me about the future, and the future for me is just keep composing, keep recording, keep meeting great people as I met you.
Thank you so
much. And a lot of great musicians and great people that came through my life and appeared and helped me a better musician, helped me to be a better person, you know. And for me now, I just want to be around good people that have good vibes, can help me with my music, with my life, with everything. So
okay, that's great.
That's it.
Let's go ahead and watch the next video. Can you introduce it, please?
Okay, we're gonna listen to a song called A Minha Vida é Barco Abandonado. It's also a song with the Fernando Pessoa's poem, and I had the privilege to work with a great Portuguese guitar player, Bernardo Couto. He's like one of the top in Portugal, and he did like a great job because it's kind of a fado style. So I had this great guitar player to perform with me on the album.
Okay. Before we go to the video, I would like to tell you that we have a surprise. We're going to be playing live for you, so don't go away.
A minha vida é barco abandonado, infiel no ermo porto ao seu destino, porque não ergue ferro e segue o atino de navegar casado com seu fado. A falta quem o lance ao mar e alado, torne seu vulto em velas, peregrino, frescor de afastamento no divino, amplexo da manhã puro e salgado, morto corpo da ação sem vontade, que o viva vulto estéril de viver, boiando à tona inútil da saudade. Os limos esverteiam tua quilha, o vento embala sem te mover, e é pra além do mar ansiada ilha. A minha vida é um barco abandonado, infiel no ermo porto ao seu destino, porque não ergue ferro e segue o atino de navegar casado com seu fado. A falta quem o lance ao mar e alado, torne seu vulto em velas, peregrino, frescor de afastamento no divino, amplexo da manhã puro e salgado, morto corpo da ação sem vontade, que o viva vulto estéril de viver, boiando à tona inútil da saudade. Verdeiam tua quilha, o vento embala sem te mover, e é pra além do mar ansiada ilha.
Welcome back. Here we are ready to play live for you this song called Não Digas Nada with Felipe Fontenelle. I hope you have enjoyed all the great music we've had in this show. Remember to make music your style of life. I am your host, Ahmed Torresilla. After this song, this is going to be all for this show. See you next time. Take it away, Felipe.
Não digas nada, não nem a verdade, há tanta suavidade em nada se dizer e tudo se entender, tudo metade de sentir e de ver. Não digas nada, deixa esquecer, talvez que amanhã em outra paisagem digas que foi vã toda essa viagem, até onde quis ser quem me agrada, mas ali fui feliz. Não digas nada, mas ali fui feliz. Não digas nada, mas ali fui feliz. Não digas nada, mas ali fui feliz. Não digas nada. Mas ali fui feliz. Não digas nada, mas ali fui feliz. Não digas nada, mas ali fui feliz. Não digas nada, mas ali fui feliz. Não digas nada.